Do you remember that Batman movie where he gets bit by a shark and it doesn't even faze him? And he's just all like, some days you can't get rid of a shark. He didn't actually say that, but he did have shark repellent spray. But anyways, we're not even talking about that. We're talking about Power Rangers. Let's go.
After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth.
I'll do a quick, brief rundown of Power Rangers if you don't know. It was Japanese footage spliced with American footage, merged together. Somehow it worked. Looking back on it now, it just looks a little bit ridiculous, and I enjoy watching it just to see the splits between what's real and what's, well, I would say what's real and what's not real, but it's all real. But one's Japanese from years before, and then we kind of get like Saved by the Bell footage filmed over here in America. The Japanese footage was like the Super Sentai Zoo Ranger footage, and if you think Power Rangers is corny and crazy and just off the wall, then you need to go watch the Japanese footage. Like, the original stuff is insane. Like, it's good in its own right. We might talk about that stuff later on. Another video, another time. There's one specific thing that has always stuck out to me. One specific episode. And before we even talk about that episode, I want you to listen to what the Power Rangers say the first time they're in their giant Zords.
This is amazing! I seem to know how to drive this thing!
Affirmative, I do too. It's almost like second nature to me.
Alright, so now we have that clarified. The Power Rangers just know how to work their Zords. But I would assume that knowledge would carry on. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just really thinking too hard on this. But this is the Pink Ranger's Zord right here. Would you think that this plane is more complicated than this Zord? Alright, let me set the scene up. Pink Ranger, she's going on a plane ride with her uncle, who is a pilot. Rita basically roofies her uncle so he'll pass out. Somehow Bulk and Skull talk their way on to getting on the plane with him, even though they're all in high school, so obviously they're all minors, and he's just okay with not getting parent permission. Anyway, I guess you can't overthink this, but that's kind of what we're doing anyways. Call it coincidence, call it dumb luck, but I was actually going to try to brag that I had this video, like it's really something to even brag about. But then I actually seen what was on the VHS, and it just kind of worked.
The scariest time that I ever had was when I went flying with my Uncle Steve, and Squat poisoned his drink. And he passed out while I was flying the plane, and I had to fly the plane, and I've never flown a plane before. And I had to call Alpha, and Alpha had to help me land the plane. It was just really scary because I had 3 other lives with me that I had to, like, fly. You know, I had to land this plane. I couldn't crash because, you know, I mean, I was sure I could morph out. You know, I'd be fine, but I knew that they wouldn't be fine, so I had to land the plane, and it was really scary.
None of it's true. It's BS. They made it up. They lie.
Even as a kid, I remember watching this episode, and it was just a slap across the face.
Here it comes!
Those mountains are so awesome.
Yeah, those mountains are awesome.
Kimberly, is this the first time you've flown over these mountains?
No. Well, I've flown by here before.
Now as an adult, I realized that they have to try to make like some kind of story for it to make sense with the Japanese footage as to why that certain ranger's not there. But they could have come up with something better. Like, oh no, she's trapped at the mall, or she's at a gymnastics tournament and isn't around her communicator. But to say the one ranger that flies a jet is stuck in a plane is either lazy writing or genius writing. And I say genius because it's so corny and so just out of the blue that it just works, and it's hilarious.
Uncle Steve? What's wrong?
I don't know. I'm just feeling kind of dizzy.
What do you say?
Nothing. He's just feeling a little dizzy.
But to basically just sum up this whole episode, she talks to Alpha over a communicator, Alpha tells her how to land a plane. She lands the plane, and it just so happens, and they may have done this on purpose, but this is the one episode they don't use their Zords, so they're not like throwing it in your face. Oh yeah, she flies a jet.
You guys feeling any better?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm fine. Uncle Steve, we're fine. We're out of here.
And that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to say about this episode of just how cheesy and corny it is. But, I mean, that's just Power Rangers in general. But I'll catch you guys next time.
Let me take a soil sample. Completely polluted.
Not.
Gotcha.